So we're developing a global consciousness. What does that mean for you as business people? What it does mean is there's no more gatekeepers. When I was in television, I won a couple of Emmys. I won a Peabody. I got nominated for Academy Award, but I still had to knock on the door of the network executive and say, oh, please, Mr. Network Executive, would you put my programming up in your network so these people could see it? Now I don't need it. I just upload my videos to YouTube. So there's no gatekeeper between me and your eyeballs. There's no gatekeepers. There's no walled gardens of information. Everything is known. Everything has become unbundled. You can learn anything about anything at any point in time. The whole body of knowledge of human history, this neurosphere, is yours. There's no gatekeeper between you and ultimate knowledge. We live in the greatest time of disintermediation in human history. Now, some of you may not know this word. The root word of disintermediation is intermediary. So the disintermediation is the removal of the intermediary or the middleman. Now, if you're an insurance salesman, you're a middleman between the supplier and your clients. So when I advise CEOs all around the world, I say, if you're an intermediary, you have only two choices. Either lower your price, which you don't want to do, or you increase your value or your perception of value. That's what you people do. You're not selling products. You're selling assurance, you're selling security, you're selling market knowledge, you're selling comparative analysis. If people buy from you, they're buying from you because of the knowledge you have, because of the value you provide, to make it easy for them to understand a complex world of financial investments. Now, this isn't some slogan that is going on in the Middle East, power to the people. What I mean by power to the people is that we get seduced by technology. Wow, cool ad phone, cool iPhone. But it's not the technology that's significant, it's the power it gives us. For example, some of you may remember 10 years ago, there was something called Napster. All of a sudden, this guy, Sean Fanning, in a dorm room in Northeastern University in the United States, came up with file sharing, and in 2 years, the music industry was eviscerated. Why did it happen in 2 years? Because we didn't like the record industry. We didn't like the music industry. Because in 1990, a CD, remember those? $12.99. By 2000, it was $19.99 or $18.99. If you could figure out how to open that thing with a knife, there's only one song you liked. Because they stopped selling singles in 1997. So when we could get our music for free, we stuck it to the industry we didn't like. That's what happens with technology. I just bought a 50-inch screen, flat screen TV. I don't need the cable company anymore because I've got Google, YouTube, Skype, and Netflix right there on my screen. So I'll just connect to the internet. Forget the cable company, I don't need them. Very important, high-tech, high-touch. We all know we live in a high-tech world. But the more high-tech we become, the more high-touch we need to be. That's why you can text your clients every day, but you want that face-to-face. Now again, show of hands. Raise your hand if you've been in an Apple store. A lot of people, right? Okay. Now, just for those of you that haven't, for those of you that have, remember what happens. You walk into this kind of translucent temple to retailing, right? The light's coming from somewhere, you don't know where it is, right? What does the #1 high-tech company in the world make you do? Touch their products. You go into any store other than an Apple store in the world, and you see shelves with packages or something, like connected with security cord that you can't touch. You walk into Apple, it's all flat tables when you touch all their stuff. Because Apple realized that their high-tech is high-touch. How can you touch an iPad and not want one? So high-tech, right? You can measure the trajectory of Apple's sales it correlates to their retail strategy. So high-touch and high-tech work and place separate. This is very important. You don't have to go to the office to work anymore. You shouldn't make your employees come into the office because they can work from anywhere. The only reason to get together in a place to work is like what we're doing here. Collaboration, human interaction. I can work from anywhere. Anybody here can work from anywhere. So the only reason you get together is human interaction.